Hey kids, Daddy's home from the store. I just stepped out for a moment to pick up some cigarettes, but on the way home, I brought you guys some milk and some RU replays with this team that I built around Obsta the Goons. It's pretty much exactly what you think it is. This Obsta the Goons is Flame Orb Guts. Hey, check it out, I'm going to limit Trick Room turns by killing Bronzong on turn 1. That's pretty good. But this guy's actually still going to manage to get like 12 turns of Trick Room to just kind of have his way with me. Everything else, it's Agility Metagross, which is pretty okay. It has Thunder Punch to do 45% to Suicune. So, you know, you definitely have to weaken it before you try that. Zarude, also to handle Suicune. This version is Choice Scarf, I believe. Every other version of this team is Jungle Healing though, which is like single target heal bell, as well as like half of Synthesis. So you heal a quarter of your HP, but you also get to heal off status effects. So Suicune can't just fish for burns on you. This one is Choice Scarf Chandelure, or Spexit, I mean. Defog Noivern, and then Seismitoad was still like an oh no, I lose to Suicune button, but then me actually changing the team was, hey, Seismitoad still loses to Suicune button because you just get PP stalled. So I'm going to read this guy like a fiddle and go to Chandelure on the fire move and take that Flash Fire immunity. He's going to get up another round of Trick Room, which is usually not great, but I have enough sacks at this point to just let him die to Life Orb. And then Obsta the Goons, who I built this team around, is going to come in, take one superpower, and die. So, good job, Obsta the Goons. I couldn't have done it without you. Thanks a lot, buddy. And then we have this edition of the team. It's now Scarf Circuitry over Noivern, Stealth Rock Diancie over Seismitoad, and the Jungle Healing Zarude set to neuter Suicune. Diggersby has since been banned since recording this, and he just led off with it, seeing as I only had one ground resist, and it still took half. And this is going to take 16% more from this Rocky Helmet, so I won't be able to just like spam U-turn every time I come in, which is not great because I really wanted to spam U-turn. But I am going to get my rocks up, and hey, Diggersby out, it's time to sacrifice a Pokemon, I guess. And it's going to be this Diancie. I'm going to take my free switch to Zarude, but now that I know I can't U-turn, I have to take the training bra off and hard double switch to my Obsta the Goons, which I was hoping to do a lot more damage, because I forgot that Intimidate existed. I was hoping Guts would still just be able to like power through, but it's not going to. I do actually get really lucky here, I guess. I'm not going to say I read that. I was just trying to get rid of his Rocky Helmet so I could U-turn with impunity, but I end up busting this Mimikyu's Disguise as well. I go to Zarude to bait out the Arcanine double again, and Shadow Ball to kill it here. He goes to Zarude and tries to just like bulk up and win, because I'm not gonna lie, this edition of the team does kind of like hard lose to Zarude, which was a big reason we had to keep working on it. But he is going to expect the Choice Scarf here. This is Scarf Circuitry as my main like win condition. It's kind of the main thing that wins here, I guess. Agility Metagross can definitely win in this game as well. And the Metagross fruit is just about ripe. The Zarude has been weakened. The Diggersby has now been weakened. Circuitry doesn't need to be weakened for Earthquake, and Mimikyu only needs its Disguise to be busted for Meteor Mash, so the Metagross fruit is ripe. And now I'll outspeed everything, and now it's a Metagross quick little cleanup job. Gonna kill Zarude, EQ the Circuitry. Easy game, easy life. quick little 3-0 win there for the team. And then we have this version with Swords Dance Kabalion as a check to Zarude, so you don't lose to that as much anymore. And then we have Volcanion for defog support, because they really did just give defog to any old Pokemon that was lying around. It also has Water Absorb, so it might help us Suicune a little bit. I don't know, not really, because it just kind of PP stalls this out too. My plan here was to go to Zarude to catch a Crunch, and then go to Volcanion to catch an Ice Fang, and kill this Sharpedo with Life Orb damage, but also it healing me with Waterfall is cool too, I guess, and then I'll just kill it with Earth Power. Zygarde is out. Big menace, because I only have one ground resist. The Kabalion is Sugar Berry, but that's still like not ideal, definitely. That's kind of like an emergency button, but it's definitely not the first plan of action. I was totally 100% ready for this Togekiss to try to paraflinch me down. Luckily, he's gonna save me a little bit of time in my life. Unluckily, I don't get the defense boost from that Diamond Storm, so my Dansey has to take a fat 95% from this 1,000 arrows, but at least the Zygarde is taken care of. Necrozma definitely could have been a big threat too, if I didn't have 2 dark types in the back, and if I had just sat on the field for like 6 more turns and let it get up more cosmic powers, I guess it could have become an issue. He's going to go back to the Steelix and sack it, so I can now freely spam Thunderbolt, so that was pretty nice of him, I guess. First I have to break this Mimikyu's disguise, so I'm going to do that by sacking Diancie, getting the switch to Kabalion, clicking Iron Head and maybe flinching him, and then just winning that way. I could also just win, yeah, I could have just won with Kabalion if I got that flinch, but just breaking the disguise is good enough too. Unfortunately, he's Drain Punch, so that a lot of this damage like will end up not sticking. I'm gonna go to Zarude to chip it down just a little bit more with his Darkest Lariat. JK, I'm not gonna chip it down because it's gonna get it all back with Drain Punch, but it is gonna take 2 rounds of Life Orb after that, and that will be enough for Circuitry to come in and clean up. All 3 of these teams will be down in the description in paste bins, or Poke Pastes, I think is what the kids are using nowadays. And all I ask in return is for you to like the video, comment on the video because that helps the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe for more Suicune hate content. Thanks for watching, boys. Come back in 4 more years for the next video.